There are groups of people that fight every day for their rights and for the rights of others. These groups are there to help protect people without rights and make sure individuals have what they need. People dedicate their lives for equal rights. People believe that civil rights should be the only rights, and others believe that the rights should come from human rights. Human rights are the rights that are given to every human being the day they are born, from the right of education to the right to marry. Giving everyone their own opportunity is very important. Violence in society does not help equality issues. It gives the media an opportunity to blow things out of proportion. Violence is not the way to handle getting our voices heard. It can hurt so many people by being negative or dangerous. Instead of acting violently towards others, we should be peacefully protesting or getting the word out to others in the community to better the people around them so everyone can live happy and healthy.
The pay attention to me and everybody else sucks and pay attention to me stuff that you see from the adults, we're supposed to see that from teenagers.
Our world isn't equal, but everyone deserves equality.
Like equalities between men and women.
I define equality as everybody has the absolute same rights with no discrimination toward one group or another.
I think the way I would like to define equality is just that. If you are, a person, you have the equal rights as the next person down, as the next person down, as the next person down. But I'm not sure if we've achieved that as a society yet.
Every woman gets paid 79 cents to every man's dollar, making her weekly wage 18.2% less than a man's, which causes 3 times the debt. The average woman works an extra 66 days a year to earn the same pay as the average man. 1/4 of homeless people are youth. 40% of youth are homeless because they are gay, bi, or transsexual. The population of the United States is 75% white, 19% African American, 12% Hispanic, and 3% Asian. A mixing pot for different ethnicities and cultures, yet we still discriminate against people of every gender and race.
My 4 years, I've just learned to tune it out and accept that that's going to happen each day. And the security guards are going to do nothing about it. And my peers are going to do nothing about it. And the administration is going to do nothing about it. And I think that speaks volumes for the culture that is accepted and continued at Berkeley High.
I think we've grown pretty heavily from where we were like 30, 40 years ago. We've had a great jump, and we just need to keep it going.
We've grown quite a bit, I feel like, but there's still a lot of improvement that needs to be done. We kind of act like we're equal, but no one treats anybody equal. We have the things set in place, but no one actually abides by them.
I think we've grown, we've recognized the need for equality, but I think that the time or the days of giving preferential treatment toward one group or another is actually discriminating against what used to be the norm. I think that doesn't matter your color, your gender, your ethnicity, your sexual orientation, none of that should be on the table. If we're truly going to be a society of equality, then none of that should be taken into consideration.
Equality, from my perspective, is providing everybody not the same things, but the opportunity to achieve and be successful and be treated fairly. Equity really also looks at what everyone has initially, so not everyone's on the same playing field, but that everyone has a chance to succeed. I don't know if we have, truthfully. I see all the reports about. I see a lot of racist and sexist and bigoted statements towards, other people, and it's kind of sad. I don't know if we have. I think we're convinced we have. I don't know the numbers, but I still think men earn more than women generally. I think we still have general assumptions of what men should be doing for employment and what women should be doing for employment. Part of me says we haven't. Part of me says, well, we have, because your generation is far more accepting than my generation, which was far more accepting than the one before. You know, just to think that, you know, my grandmother grew up in a world that there was segregation that was just completely common. You know, and then that just blows my mind that under 100 years ago we weren't even, equality wasn't even a conversation. It was just old white men, and that's who did everything. So I guess we have in some aspects, but we're far, far away from where we should be.
It's a work in progress, and I'm certainly not happy with where we are. And I'd like to think that we are on an evolution to something that's better than we are right now. I think that in a lot of ways we've grown. I think we're in a better spot today than we maybe were 30 years ago. I think that the role of, well, we have a black president. We have more women in politics. I think we have a long way to go. Probably treat each other a little bit better. I think equality is something that we have mutual respect for people. Well, I think equality is something that is probably easy to define if you just think of treating other people the same way that you'd want to be treated.
I kind of think about sometimes maybe this is more like teaching worlds, but equal and fair are not always the same thing. What is fair is not always equal, what is equal is not always fair, but in terms of like gay rights and women's rights, I believe that everyone should have the same opportunity. Every generation there's something else that we fight for equality. Like back in the 60s, obviously black were looking for equal rights. Now it's more in terms of sexuality. So who knows what's going to be the next generation. I'm curious to see what that will be. But yeah, I mean, right now I think we're getting in the right direction. We'll see with the new election, but in the right direction.
I think we've come a long way. In fact, I think we've come so far with a couple of different issues that now, you know, we've gone beyond it. And you just see the rampant sexism that existed in the 50s and 60s between men and women. I've worked all my life with female bosses. Doesn't bother me at all. I've worked with male bosses. Doesn't bother me at all. I think we've got a long way to go before we get rid of that kind of sense of hubris that a lot of people have.
Everyone should have the same rights. Everyone should have equal rights.